Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back today with a charity shop pickup video. I've not done one of these in a while because I've not really been getting much. So what I've done, even though I didn't actually pick up that much today, I've also included a load of stuff that I've picked up recently in previous weeks and from other places besides charity shops, just like lump them all in to one video. Previous few weeks I've not had enough from charity shops to make a dedicated video, so I'm just going to lump all into this one. So we're going to start off with what I got today. I only got 4 things, but we have a Sherlock Holmes escape book, The Adventure of the Two Flying Scotsmen. So this is like a puzzle book, and it's just kind of like a game book with puzzles and that in you've got to solve, I guess. I'm probably not smart enough to actually do any of this, but you know, I've got like a couple complete collections of Sherlock Holmes which this can sit nicely next to. One interesting thing about this, which I'm assuming is part of the puzzle, it has like a dial. I'm assuming that is integral to solving the puzzle. It's got a lot of different bits of information on there. So yeah, seemed quite interesting, that. Oh, something's come out. Oh, it opens up and there's a bit of card. So I think that's just to keep the wheel in place, that wheel. Yeah. So next up we have a novel, The Drift by C.J. Tudor. I do have another book by C.J. Tudor. I don't remember what it's called, but this is some kind of horror story about a group of students trapped in a lodge and there's a killer among them or stalking them or what have you. But yeah, sounded quite interesting, that, so I grabbed that. Next up we have a non-fiction book, Neil Oliver, Hauntings, a Book of Ghosts and Where to Find Them. So this is just a from what I can understand, just a book all about various hauntings. I've got a lot of books like this, but you know, always nice to find new ones. And just talking about all kinds of like different cases and stuff like that. And lastly from today, something that I didn't know existed, but as soon as I saw it I had to pick it up. So this is Snoop Dogg, From Crook to Cook. This is a cookbook made by Snoop Dogg, which I find really amusing, and it's got a load of, as you can imagine, a load of recipes and stuff, and they've all got like silly names to them, and yeah, that did actually amuse me quite a bit. So that was like £3. I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll pick that up. I may never cook anything in this book, but just to kind of like have it on the shelf, I just find that quite funny. Yeah, so glad I found that. So that's everything I picked up today. On to stuff that I've picked up in like previous weeks. We have Graham Masterton, The Coven, which says it's a thriller, but it sounds like there's some horror elements to it, talking about witches and Satan and stuff like that, so I grabbed that. I have another Graham Masterton book, Plague, about worldwide plague and quarantine and stuff like that, which I'm sure was very prescient a few years ago. Next up we have one from the British Library Tales of the Weird, which I have a subscription to, and this is the latest book from that subscription. The Wayfarer's Weird, Wild Tales of Uncanny Rambles. Second anthology edited by Weird Walk, which is a fanzine all about weird walks and kind of like places around that you can hike and weird stuff around them and stuff like that. It is an anthology, so I will show you the contents page. Good few people in there, mostly older stuff with some newer stuff thrown in. But yeah, that's quite cool. Cool cover on that as well. Next up we have Lannister Gardens and Other Subtleties by Jan Edwards. So this was a little bit more pricey than I would usually pay in charity shop. This was £5, but it is actually signed by the author there, which is pretty cool. And again, this is an anthology containing all of that stuff, and this is from a company called the Alchemy Press, which I'm guessing is kind of like a small press kind of thing. And the same shop had, for the same price, another Alchemy Press book, David A. Sutton, Deadwater and Other Weird Tales, which again, like that one, is signed. Welcome to Innsmouth and Other Swamps, because there is some Lovecraftian stuff in here, and that's what that contains. That all sounds quite interesting. I've never heard of either of these authors, but I decided to take a gamble on them. Yeah, and it's nice to find signed editions of stuff out in the wild. So the last two I've got, these were actually quite hard to track down. I ended up having to get them on eBay, I think from Australia. And we have Clark Ashton Smith, The Collected Fantasies Volume 2, The Door to Saturn. This is part of a 5-volume set collecting all of Clark Ashton Smith's weird fiction. And the other 3 volumes, 1, 3 and 4 were like pretty easy to find, but 2 and 5, which is what I've got here, were quite difficult to get a hold of, and like I said, I ended up importing them from Australia. Not particularly cheap. I think I paid about £30 each, which is not that bad for these books, to be honest. I have seen them going for a lot more, but that is everything that is in volume 2. And like I said, I also have volume 5, which is the final volume, The Last Hieroglyph. And that contains all of those. So I now have the full set of 5 of those, which is real nice. I also have some other anthologies of his from Panther books. All of the stories in those Panther books are contained in these 5 volumes, but they've got really cool covers, so I decided to hang on to them. But yeah, I do have quite a lot of Clark Ashton Smith. I've read volume 1 and I was very impressed, so I'm looking forward to getting into some of the other volumes at some point. Who knows when. My TBR is huge, absolutely massive, so there's a lot of stuff that I want to read and may not get around to for a very long time, but that's probably higher up the list than some others. So yeah, that is everything for today's video. Hopefully next time I go out charity shop hunting, I'll get like a fairly decent amount of stuff and I won't have to like bundle it all into one video over several weeks. but some weeks decent, some weeks are not. So that is it for now. I may see you next week. If not, then please like, comment, share and subscribe. Or even if I am next week, do those things anyway. Even if I do put a video next week, really helps. That is it for now, so I will see you in the next one.